Now, in the third part of understanding stress management, we will talk about an important concept called resilience. Why is resilience so important? What do we mean by resilience? And psychologists, anthropologists, sociologists, historians have all been interested in the idea of resilience. Simply put, resilience is the human capacity to fight back, to actually bounce after hitting the ground. That is what we understand by resilience. Resilience is our ability to actually come back. Have you all seen how a small sapling, a little tree, makes its way through cracked footpath? That footpath, which is actually concrete, it is not sufficient and necessary conditions for a tree or a sapling to actually grow or take root. But that is what is resilience. That breaking open of concrete, that breaking open of something solid and unmanageable to actually spring out life, for the tree to start growing out of that concrete. That's resilience, right? That's the image that comes to my mind when I talk about the idea of resilience. All of us, thankfully, are bestowed with some amount of ability to spring back, to actually fight through circumstances. And our resilience is best tested in trying times. Actually, when you are given something that supersedes your resources, that is when you start knowing, I didn't know I could handle it. I did not know I could actually come out of it victorious. That is what we mean by resilience. Resilience is an important concept, and the positive and why it's important for us to learn about it is we can actually develop it, we can grow it, we can harness it. It is not something essentially only genetic, only environmental. It is something that we can start building in ourselves. So let us go about understanding resilience and building it. And here we come to resilience. Okay, what are some essential components of resilience? Resilience in it. Now, how do I understand that? What are my building blocks? What is it that I will need to actually be resilient? Or what are the symptoms of resilience? What does resilience look like? So, gratitude. What is gratitude? Gratitude is our ability to be thankful, to be, to feel blessed, thankful, appreciative of the present, of what we have. The second is compassion. Compassion is our ability to feel one with fellow human beings, with our environment, with animals, with plants, with birds and bees, and with everything that is around us. Compassion allows us to extend ourselves beyond the solitary confinement of my body. Confinement that actually starts stressing me to feel that it's me and me alone. Compassion enhances, expands, and develops me to actually encompass inside of me all that is around me. The third is acceptance. Acceptance is a tricky game. Acceptance actually means to be able to first believe, second, to be able to actually not question, and third, to be able to integrate what I have in my current circumstances within my living purview. The acceptance of what life doles out, the acceptance of who I am, the acceptance of others around me, the acceptance of challenges, right? So, gratitude, thankfulness, compassion, encompassing others within me, acceptance, knowing, acknowledging, and not questioning what I am given. The fourth is meaning, finding meaning. finding a desire, finding a understanding, finding a meaning to keep going on, to keep living, to keep doing my best, to keep me at my path, finding meaning in my existence. The fifth is forgiveness. Forgiveness is related to forgiving both myself and others around me. Forgiveness is something that makes us human. Forgiveness is something that actually is a human trait and is actually born out of the human erring. The fact that we are human beings, we are bound to make mistakes. And the fact that others are human beings, they are bound to make mistakes. My ability to not hold on to those mistakes, my ability to move on, learn, and actually go beyond someone else's mistake or mine is what is understood as forgiveness. So, resilience is made up of gratitude, compassion, acceptance, meaning, and forgiveness. Very difficult five components of the pyramid that take us to resilience. They are easy said than done, but something that we should try and practice every single day, possibly every single moment. Now, how do we build this up? How do we actually go about becoming resilient? Is it something that we can do with our children, with our students, with our families, with ourselves to actually start building resilience in ourselves? Here it is. Dr. Ken Ginberg's Seven C's. Dr. Ken is not a psychologist again. He's a pediatrician and he started working with the idea of adolescents and building resilience so that they can face challenges in their life, so that they can go about living a life and not necessarily feeling crumbled and pressurized. And here, actually, he presents the seven C's, which are important and make up building blocks of resilience. And we can build these up and we can actually foster these in children around us, in adolescents, in ourselves, in our family members, in the community that we belong to, right? So I'm going to go over all of these seven very important C's that will build resilience in us. Number one, confidence. Confidence is our ability to know what we know and to be able to express it, right? The second is contribution. Contribution is something which is important to both feel and do, specifically in relationship to, again, the world around us, the other people around us, the environment. If I'm able to contribute, I feel like I am worth my being. The contribution to help, the contribution to actually develop, grow something around you. The third is character. Character means things or values that we hold close to ourselves, things that we will not shake off in a difficulty, in a crisis, things that we will hold on to us dearly. The fourth is connection, connection with everything around us, connection with nature, connection with the birds, connection with plants, rivers, mountains, trees, the ocean, connection with other human beings, with animals, with ants, with tigers, lions, elephants, dogs, cats, pets, everyone. Our connection to the world around us is something which actually helps us live, provide meaning, provide confidence, contribution. All of it is actually born in connection. These four actually make up the essential base of resilience: confidence, contribution, character, and connection. We can foster it. We can foster connections. We can foster character. We can foster contribution and confidence. Help people around you feel good about themselves. Help yourself feel good about yourself. Contribute to the world around you. Develop some salient features, values that you will stand up for, and develop connection. Some very simple things that always help us actually foster connection is watering the plants, sowing a seed, taking a walk on the grass, putting some water for the birds, and looking at them drink it, play in that water, develop connection with people around you. Small little things, just passing a smile at someone you see every day. You might not know them, you might actually not ever have a conversation with them, but just developing a human to human connection, to be able to help people in need, to be able to have a conversation with a friend who is not feeling so great. All of these will help us feel a little more capable, a little more confident, a little more in charge. And these actually start unknowingly developing resilience inside of us. We'll go to the next three, which are slightly higher order but important. After this base is developed, confidence, contribution, character, connection, we come to coping. Coping happens when something that we are thrown off balance by, something that we are perceiving a demand from, and we are able to respond to that. That is when we are able to cope. Each demand that we are able to cope with, each situation that we are able to successfully handle, increases our ability to handle the next situation, which is going to create a demand. The next is control. Control means our ability to feel that we have some amount of, say, a little bit of control on what is happening around us and us. Control begins from within. It actually is the most difficult to also do, but control should begin from within. How well am I able to have some mastery over my own urges, over my own demands, over my own needs? And then slowly, how well can I respond to some circumstances which look like are beyond my control, but some parts of it I'm able to get into the purview of some sort of control. Control, if understood philosophically, is also a misnomer. We can never, ever completely control anything, including ourselves. But control is an attribute here, as it is being understood. It is an attribute of us feeling in charge, of us feeling that we are capable of handling what is coming onto us. The last is competence. Competence is developing skills, developing a certain amount of repertoire to be able to deal with certain difficulties. Competence is, if I drown, I know I can swim, right? I know I can save someone. I know I can light a candle if it is dark. That is competence, the abilities that I have developed inside of me, right? The fact that I can climb a mountain. I know how to pitch a tent. I know how to ward off mosquitoes. I know how to cook myself a meal. All of these is what is understood by my competencies, right? And these seven C's interact with one another to build resilience. Competence will give confidence, right? Confidence will help me build competencies. All of these interact with each other. Confidence, contribution, character, connection, coping, control, competence, right? Resilience is our rock bed. That is what we need as raw material to start responding to and fighting with and managing stress. We all need resilience. We all are resilient. We all will become better at resilience. This is the end of part 3.